Hoists. Hoists are very useful machines and are often used on construction sites that involve high buildings. Although modern equipment like teleporters are preferred when it comes to lifting material, hoists are still used, especially where space is a problem on site. Make sure the construction of the hoist and its tower are done with sound materials, as well as in accordance with the generally accepted technical standards. Once completed, check again that the hoist is free from any defects and that it has been constructed correctly. A hoist may only be operated by a competent person that has been appointed in writing. Remember, the inspection of equipment is the first and most important way of accident prevention. For this reason, it is important that daily inspections on the hoist are carried out by a competent person that has been appointed in writing. It is required for this person to have suitable experience pertaining to the erection and maintenance of hoists or similar machinery. The results of these inspections must be entered into a hoist register and kept on site at all times. Before using a hoist, run through these checks to ensure the work you are conducting is done so in the safest way possible. Make sure hoist and operation signs are displayed and strategically positioned when the hoist is in use. Inspect the hoists daily as well as before and after use. During this inspection, check the following. Check that the hoist is adequate and free from visible latent defects. Check that the tower is adequately braced, secured, and tied back into the structure. Check that the hoist protrudes at least 900 mm above the top landing. These landings must have gates installed, and these must be at least 2,100 mm high with a suitable ramp, and any opening in which must not be more than 38 mm wide and shall be furnished with either a mechanical lock, arranged so that the door or gate cannot be opened unless the conveyance is at landing, or a circuit breaker so arranged that the conveyance cannot be powered unless the door or gate is closed. Check that the hoist is fitted with an automatic cutoff device that kicks in when the conveyance travels 300 mm past the top landing or 300 mm past the bottom landing. Check that the hoist has barricading installed and that it is at least 2,100 mm high at ground level and at each floor. The following general requirements regarding hoists must be met. No persons are to be transported via the hoist unless it has been approved by the Department of Labour. Never use a material hoist to carry a person unless it has been approved to do so. A notice must be displayed at each landing indicating the maximum safe working load, or MSWL, of the hoist. The hoist's platform must be adequate for the load, and items must be secured firmly on top of the platform. This is to stop them from moving around whilst in the hoist. It is paramount that the hoist is fitted with effective brakes capable of holding the maximum weights. Only use hoists that comply fully with the requirements of the Occupational Health and Safety Act and regulations, as well as the manufacturer's design and operating procedures. Good safety regarding hoists starts with regular inspections and maintenance by an appointed, competent person. There is no room for error when working with such equipment. Following these simple principles will help to ensure you achieve maximum safety regarding hoists. Conveyors. Conveyors are very useful pieces of machinery. They are used to convey construction materials like bricks and cement from one level to another. Conveyors are motorized and therefore have moving parts. This places them in the high-risk machinery category. Because of this, it is essential that conveyors are well maintained and in safe working condition at all times. The site supervisor, as well as the operator, must make sure that the following is checked before the conveyor is used. Check that the guarding of all nip points, drives, and tail pulleys on the conveyor are in good condition and firmly secured in place. Check that there is an emergency stop fitted and that it is easily accessible. Check that the head is sufficiently protruding at the landing and that the tripwire is operational. Check that the conveyor's frame is correctly supported so that there is no unnecessary pressure placed on the frame. Make sure the structure the conveyor is placed against is protected and that the frame is adequately secured against the structure. Always obey these golden safety rules when working with conveyors. Don't attempt any repairs on the conveyor until the motor is disconnected and locked out. Keep clothing, fingers, hair, and other parts of the body away from the conveyor at all times. Don't climb, step, sit, or ride on the conveyor at any time. Don't load the conveyor outside of the design limits. If you exceed the design limits, the conveyor motor may burn out, or more seriously, the conveyor arm will break, which will cause the whole conveyor to come crashing down, crushing any workers below. Don't remove or alter conveyor guards or safety divides. Know the location and function of all stop-start controls and keep all stop-start control devices free from obstructions. The last thing you want is to be unable to shut down a conveyor motor in an emergency where every second counts. All personnel must be clear of the conveyor before starting. Operate the conveyor with trained personnel only. Keep the area around the conveyor clear of obstructions. Remember to report all unsafe practices to your supervisor. It is therefore of great importance that you are always aware of conveyors and their activity on site and always keep a safe distance from them to ensure your safety while working on site.